So you're a vegetarian?
Yeah, strict. It's not something I talk about a lot because it's kind of like a second skin now. You know, if you run yourself for a while, you know, it just becomes like a lot of people don't talk about eating meat. It just becomes part of one of the things.
Your way of life or whatever.
Yeah, that's all, man.
Yeah, I'm a vegetarian too. I fucked up a couple times. Like when I went to Mexico, I had these tacos made out of cow brains.
Yeah, you never can tell sometimes, man. You know, you never can tell. I mean, some of the countries, you know, like Mexico and that, they obviously have to use generic recipes and stuff because you know, they're so impoverished. There's a way of being vegetarian and being healthy. I think if you're being a vegetarian and you're suffering, you know, because you're not getting enough protein and stuff, then you need to look at what you're eating. You need to do it properly, man. Yeah. Napalm's been going since 1981. You know, it was like a crass thing, you know. And then after that, you know, when a couple of members came in and they were into like real fast hardcore and stuff, then it speeded up, you know. And that's how it became, you know, what it is today. Because the British hardcore thing, it was fucking great, man, at one time, you know. We had a real killer scene, you know.
Ripcord, heresy.
Yeah, absolutely. And there was so much fucking backstabbing, man, because everyone wanted, there was, not everyone, but there was a lot of people that wanted to keep it a close-minded community, you know, and they were really reluctant to let it expand, you know, and to let people in. It needed support, you know, everything needs support. And because of that, it broke down and there was fucking backstabbing, you know, and we got a lot of the shit, you know, for it. That's why, you know, when Earache kind of became bigger, I wasn't really opposed to it. The thing that really bothered me was Digby Pearson's practices more than anything. Not the fact that the bands were getting attention and stuff. It was the fact of the way Digby Pearson was conducting his business, which still pisses me off now. I mean, I don't talk to the guy. I haven't spoken to him for quite a while, you know, and I don't intend to ever again because I've seen the way he works and I fucking don't like it one bit, you know. And then there was the Columbia thing, you know, which pissed me off to the fucking max.
What was that like? Because you didn't sell like millions.
Yeah, well, the thing was, you know, they took us on. Earache signed a deal with Columbia without consulting us or any of the other bands, except Cathedral possibly, who were quite knowledgeable of it, and they were quite keen to pursue that line, you know. And what basically happened was, we went to the Columbia on the understanding that let the fucking bands do what the bands do. They know the shit. You just put the records out, support the records, and don't try and tell them what to do, you know, as far as, you know, how the band's its profile and stuff, you know. But, you know, and then, you know, 6 months later, they're wondering why we haven't sold 400,000 records overnight. And although they didn't suggest directly, there were kind of pointers towards them, like telling us, oh, why don't you do this single edit, that single edit, this, that, or the other. And it's like, what the fuck do you know? You know, it's like, you might be the Sony Corporation and this, that, and the other, but we've got where we are because we know what we were doing and we've done it on our own backs and our own self-management.
They didn't barely promote you, did they? I mean,
no,
there was nothing.
Barely.
Aside from the video?
Barely. Well, the video we paid for ourselves, you know.
Oh, seriously?
We didn't take any support off Columbia at all. We didn't take any money out of the company because we didn't want to get into debt and end up being dicked, you know. After it went sour, man, we said, right, we don't want your money, we'll do things off our own back. The biggest selling Napalm record is Harmony Corruption. It kind of stayed constant. All our records, excuse me one second. Dan, is there any Gatorade in there, man?
Yeah.
Can you pass it us out? I'm sick of fucking drinking.
Well, this is all there is.
Yeah, I'll have that, it's okay. It stayed the same. In fact, it possibly sold a little less, you know. I mean, anyone that thought we'd like commercialise, which we hadn't, you know, and if people think that, I don't know, it's kind of weird, you know. Yeah, it was the same, and if not a little less, you know.
What did Harmony Corruption sell?
Fuck, about, I think, I might be wrong, because I'm not totally sure, 180,000 perhaps. I find it kind of funny, you know. I mean, obviously a lot of these bands are influenced by like Napalm, early Napalm and stuff. Considering the term grindcore was actually invented by a member of Napalm, then, you know, it's quite ironic that it's kind of expanded. I just find it kind of weird, you know, when sometimes I read in magazines, people say things like, you know, you see these albums with like 52 songs and like certain bands, and it's like within the reviews and stuff you read like slag offs of Napalm, you know, and saying like this is original Napalm's shit now, you know. I mean, Napalm was doing that fucking 10 years ago, you know. Before you heard Scum, man, there was fucking 26, 28 songs, 10 seconds and stuff. It's fucking, I'm not against it. I like some of that stuff, you know, I still do. I love California, fucking, you know, like the, I don't know if they're still around, man. No comment, crossed out. Great, man. You know what I mean? Yeah, excellent. Manny's the bastard as well. I think it's fucking great. You know, some of the stuff, man. You know, like I don't know, even Anal Cunt, man. I think this is fucking rubbish. You know, it's
really
rubbish, man. No comment, crossed out. Fucking wicked shit. I mean, they're actually playing. There's a difference, man. There's a difference between playing and playing fast. You know, with fucking really intense and making like songs of like 1 second with just a fucking humorous noise. Everything's got its place, man. But it fucking bugs me when these people slag Napalm off and belittle us for that, you know. It's like double standards, you know.
Can you say Agathicals or I don't know how you say it.
Agathicals.
Like, they were really just anti you guys, but
yeah,
they're obviously just stealing what you guys did.
And I've met them guys that fucking penises.
Oh, really?
No matter what people say about them, I mean.
We're here, we're queer.
You know, these kind of people, see, the thing I really don't like is these people like, alright man, thanks a lot, yeah, excellent. It worked out better than, you know, it worked out quite good, yeah.
Yeah. We're all going to survive.
Yeah. Nah, man, take it with you. And the Offspring, you know, I just cannot believe that album sold 10 million, man, because it's so fucking average, you know.
It sounds
so
like a TV
average,
commercial or something.
It's just so average, it's so, like, it's not particularly ultra crap, you know, but it's not an ultra DOS, you know what I mean? Oh, Rob, take care of yourself, man.
Good seeing you, man.
Yeah, be safe, man, and take care, man.
Yeah,
Give my love to the wife, so to speak.
Is that Mitch back here?
Might be. Going.
He's not just.
He was backstage.
Yeah, well, he didn't want to play fast anymore, you know, that was going on in Nick's head, you know. And
he's more into like doing his LOL project and shit.
Yeah,
like that.
well, he kind of was admitting he wanted to turn Napalm Death into like Killing Joke, you know. And we were like, I don't think so, you know. And he was like, well. And he caused a lot of shit in the meantime. He was rude, you know, to people that were friends of ours. He was rude to people that were into the band and shit. And we were like, this is it, man. Before we had a chance to sack him, he left anyway. He sent a letter to the door saying, you know, I'm leaving, and that was it. That was that. You know. Mick was a great guy at one time, man, and friendships deteriorated, you know. Yeah, I used to love Mickey, you know. I mean, I really did, you know. And he turned fucking nasty. He turned nasty with the wrong people that he didn't need to be nasty with. You know, he's the kind of guy that was cool with all the people that were fucking dickheads, and he was nasty to the people that really mattered, you know. The people that actually liked him, you know. He made a lot of enemies, you know, over the years. The people that actually liked him, he shit on them, you know. You don't do that to your friends, man.
Actually, what is a bloody autopsy DOS mean?
Yeah, fucking hell, man. That's a fucking old one, man. That's you remember? Well, you know Autopsy.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't realize it was in reference to the band.
Yeah. Well,
oh,
when
really?
they did their demos and stuff, years and years ago, we heard them, and we were like, fucking
That was
yes,
like when
man.
Death was starting to.
Yeah, like, we were like, fucking yes, and like, well, DOS means is, well, Autopsy DOS is like substitute for killer, yeah, and it was like,
Chuffed.
yeah, that's an old
You'll be
English
chuffed.
expression. It means fucking ultra happy, you know. That's what it means.
Alright. We're gonna be moving en route soon.
The only death metal tour manager in existence, man.
The only one bootleg enough to handle it.
Yeah. It's not that I don't like Earache as such, because I like the other people that work for him. I've just become very opposed, you know, to Diggs' practices and the way he operates, you know. Diggs acting like some kind of fucking corporate, you know, mastermind, you know. Like, it's sick, man, you know what I mean? I don't even go anywhere near him, you know, but I just know the way he operates. He only cares about fucking money, you know, and he'll keep signing extreme bands as long as he knows that it's going to make money. Couple of things here and there that he'll sign because he likes, and it's like, you know, he kind of gets his old self again, you know. But, you know, a lot of the times, the way he goes about things is just fucking bullshit, you know, so. I don't like the man. I wouldn't talk to him, you know, anymore. Got nothing to say to him, and I don't intend to say anything to him again. Yeah. Well, the funny thing is, you know, that Earache actually became actually flourished on the advice of other people.
I
So
heard
that
Jeff
is
Walker
what.
got Hell Bastard signed usually.
Yeah, there was
Something
all. I
like
mean,
that,
basically it was members of Napalm. They got Morbid Angel signed.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and stuff like that. And
Generally, most of the time, it was members of bands that got.
yeah, and
Bands on
Entombed
theory.
as well. Entombed, we were the ones that said you got to sign it. This fucking band, man. Yeah, they fucking killer, you know, and he signed it. Now he's fucked them over, you know, so they're fucking on their way, you know, elsewhere.
He wouldn't sign Green Day though, would he?
Fucking would.
I tell you, he'd sign anybody that
Fucking
sounds
would.
like Green. I mean, you've heard this band called Brown Lobster Tank? They're sort of like, they're kind of sound like all Descendants, kind of really good, really catchy. I think the guy who works for Earache, Mitch, is going to put out a single by him, and Dig's like desperate to release them, but they're not interested too much. It's not their kind of thing, you know. But he'd love to, you know.
I heard he almost signed
That's
his wild,
wild.
actually. He said he sent. I read something where he said he sent them a contract after their first album came out and they never responded or something. He
Well,
actually tried
that
to
might
sign
be
them.
true. That might be true. Possibly, I don't know. It's very secret circles that Dig moves in, man. He doesn't let on a lot. You know, if it concerns his assets, then he won't fucking tell no one nothing, man. You'll never know. But the fucker's got about, you know, I don't know how much he's worth, but it goes probably 2 or 3 million. With a guy with £3 million still sponges off the fucking council. You know, he has a welfare flat. You know,
That's
why
why he
doesn't
started
he,
the
if he's
label,
got that
right?
money, why doesn't he buy his own place? Rotting in a fucking council flat and he's depriving someone else of that flat. Fucking idiot.
Where's my fucking redneck? When you're ready? When we're ready, we gotta help Roy back in, so if there's an available hand. And then we gotta pick up a trailer as well.
I know, I picked it off.
Okay, John. I'm looking right at you.
I know. I've got the fucking back of my eyes again.
And we need a real big, strong guy like yourself.
No, I've got bad arms. Really got bad arms.
I've got floppy muscles.
Really strange when I try and stand up to lift something, my arms just go slide like this.
So Shane, are you into like some of the California bands like Crossed Out and Man is a Bastard and stuff like that?
Never heard either of them.
Oh, is that right? You got to turn them on to him then.
He likes different stuff. Man.
Well, it depends. I mean, what kind of bands are they?
They're like really fucking manic, hardcore.
They were in-
but
they-
they're like the you know, proper.
It's like what
well-played.
you guys used to do, but it's different.
No, it's like Siege.
I don't know.
It's extreme stuff.
I'm
Do you
just
like
not-
really fast hardcore?
Not anymore.
Still?
no.
Not anymore?
I mean, I do like it. I mean, I can go, you know, I can sit in my room and play like loads of like Finnish hardcore or Danish hardcore, you know, Swedish hardcore, crazy fucking American hardcore from '82 or '83 and stuff, and I'd be really into it. And that doesn't mean that I'm not into what bands are doing now, but it's something I would not go out of my way to listen to. So I'd rather put on Siege or Deep Wound or fucking False Liberty or Infest or something like that, you know. Because that was part of my youth, as it were, you know what I mean? That's what I relate to. Any band that wants to do whatever they want to do is like, fine by me, but it's not something I would go out and get, you know, because you always relate to a part of your youth. So I'd rather put on Siege or Deep Wound, you know, or fucking Negative Effects or fucking Minor Threat or something like that, you know, or 7 Seconds. I love 7 Seconds, I worship 7 Seconds. I mean, Barney was more, he was metal back then when I was into hardcore, so a little different, you know. Barney, you probably got turned on to hardcore a bit later than I did, so...
Yeah, I mean, I got into it and then I got out of it because of fucking all the shit that went down, put me off it in England and stuff, you know. And I got out of it for a long time because I felt very bitter, you know, towards what had happened. Because I missed it, man. It was great days, you know. All the gigs that were going on around England and stuff. And then I got into it after a while because I thought, you know, why should I let that spoil, you know, what I like and stuff, you know. Dug out the old records that I had.
But if it's done really well, there's no reason why I wouldn't like it, you know.
That's cool. You got to turn them on to some stuff then.
Yeah, it's, I mean, I can't, you know, you'd have to listen to it. I mean, I know what's good and what ain't, you know.
No comment, dude.
Yeah, it's
You'd shit your pants on No Comment.
No,
If
no,
you like
I've
Infest,
heard no comment.
that's good stuff. Anyway, it's too bad like Man is a Bastard wasn't like up here playing. What was it, about 3 weeks ago? There was the Slap a Ham Fiesta Grande. It was like 2 nights
Yeah.
at Gilman Little Punk Club down there. And
is that thing still going?
yeah, still there.
Did you ever hear
You guys
Deep
played
Wound?
I've heard like
you guys ever played
a
it?
bootleg
I guess
that just
the
came
old
out
man
from
played
him.
there.
That's all I've heard.
We never
Yeah,
played Gilman.
to
I
me,
think
that
we were
was
supposed to, and it got
intense.
blown out
82.
for some reason.
They were the fastest fucking band ever.
Maybe 88, 89. I mean, it's just...
At that
Yeah.
was the point. What I always freak out is about, people always freak out about Napalm being
First
really
tour, I
fast.
think we're supposed to play
There were
Gilman.
so many bands in the States for an 84, 85, 86,
Yeah, they blew it
as
out.
fast, if not faster. And no one ever picked up on them. No one picked up on Repulsion or fucking Wehrmacht or any bands like that. But they were just as fast as Napalm, but nobody ever here picked up on them. It took a band from England who happened to be influenced by all of that to go back across again, which I always thought was kind of strange. No one freaked out about Siege or anything.
Yeah, Siege didn't last too long.
Well, yeah, but it's only now that everyone throws a Siege CD out and everyone's going, oh yeah, Siege.
What did you guys think of Repulsion when that came out? That must have been
Repulsion
a big blast.
Basically.
Yeah.
I can't imagine that just coming out of nowhere.
I was in a studio in Birmingham when they were called Genocide and they did their demo and some guy brought it in and so we had it on the studio speakers, man. It was fucking ripping, man. I just remember going, fucking hell.
Me and my friend Mitch were probably the first people to have the Genocide demo in England. Bit of a boast, but it's a true one. And I came back from work at like 6:30 in the morning. I was on shifts. My friend from San Diego sent me this Genocide demo. Got on and I was like, that is the best thing ever. And I got up, I had a wash, and I ran up to my friend's house and said, you've got to hear this fucking demo because it's going to kill you. And that was it.
Was that before or after Massacre and Death started out?
At the same time.
Around the same time, right?
The Stench of Being a Death demo. That was it. March 86, I think. No, not even. January 86.
I heard it fucking about mid 86.
It's instantly my favourite band for a while.
Were you ever into hardcore, Mitch?
Mostly the fucking metal influence shit, like DRI, CFC. Well, at the time I got into DRI, fucking dealing with it and all that. And the Accused and Excel and Cryptic Slaughter, Bearmox, Fake Children, Raw Power, Beyond Possession. I was into.
Beyond Possession, right on. Yeah, that's stuff like The Accused and COC and Septic Death. That's the first stuff I got
The
into.
Death album,
And NBC, The Offenders,
Final Conflict.
and SOD, of course.
SOD. So where are you from, Mitch? Are you from England originally? Las Vegas? Right on. So like, how did you hook up with Napalm Death?
Through the mail, I suppose. Tape trading or whatever. Just trading demos and shit.
We used to tape trade. Me and Jesse from, Jesse, the guy, wherever he is. We used to write to, me and Mickey, the old drummer, used to write to him. And then Mickey used to write to you, didn't he? And that's how we sort of got to know each other.
Do you feel lucky to be a part of this band, being that you're from America and like?
Yeah, they were like my favorite band, you know. So to join your favorite band, it was like an honor, a mission in a way, you know, to try and fucking mix what you were doing into shit and make it all work.
So you guys liking touring together? Is it going pretty good?
Yeah, it's going awesome.
Right on.
Drinking beers,
Yeah.
more beer.
How do you feel about the massive capitalist system in America?
Um,
Because I know a lot of people from overseas just hate America, you know.
Personally, I don't give a fucking shit at all. When I was about 17 or 18, I used to really care. Now I'm sort of like, well, I do, but kind of keep me.
Oh, okay. So we got to take off your
Well,
seatbelt.
that's always the best way. I always think. I've learned to mellow out over the
Fucked up
years.
everywhere I go.
Look at them.
You're just jaded, man.
Huh?
You're just jaded. You're over it.
No, not over it. I'm just one little chubby little fucking guy with some fucking crazy hair who's not going to be able to change the world. So I just kind of sit back and mellow out.
Well, if you lost some weight, you could do a lot.
I could do a lot, yeah. I could just, they just go up. The guy's lost 20 pounds over there. He could fucking change it. I don't think so.
Fucked up everywhere.
No, man, I mean, everyone's got different opinions, you know, I mean, everyone's got to change, because, you know, until everyone, or a lot of people really change their way of thinking, then nothing's going to happen, you know. It's like, a few people try, and it's like banging your head against a brick wall. I mean, you can only do what you can do yourself, like your own, you know, things like vegetarianism, you know, is support of, you know, against the meat industry. It's less money that goes to the meat industry, you know.
Yeah.
What is it that's going to get everyone together?
Yeah, no, that's the thing. No one knows, but there's got to
Yeah,
be.
music does in a little
But
way.
it doesn't
way.
not in its own thing. But
For a little
as you say, like, you know, vegetarianism is still very limited. You know,
It's
and
gaining sort of more acceptance. Like
it's
here, there's
gaining.
all kinds
There's
of
still a long way.
vegetarian
Yeah, oh
places.
yeah, absolutely, and that's great. But there's still a long way. Don't kid yourself. There's still a long
But
way
essentially,
to go.
being a vegetarian, is it really going to change everybody else's perspective of what else is going on? It's fucked up. You know, okay, I don't eat meat anymore, but does that stop everyone else being completely racist and being, you know, complete fucking arseholes to each other and just generally being brought up in a society where no one gives a fuck anyway? You are trained from the age of about 4 to 5 to be a certain mould, Be it either in a school or a parental sort of guidance, fixation.
Well, one thing could change everybody's fucking everything from the way they're brought up to what they know now. Well, one thing could change, fuck up everything basically that everyone's accustomed themselves to. And one thing out there that people, the governments know about, could bring everything to a realistic perspective.
I mean, basically, I think in some respects, I think you have to live by your own sort of rules to a point. But in generally, I mean, for me, I know it sounds kind of cliche or corny, but you just don't fuck anybody over, really. People with respect to a point. You argue your differences out and you take responsibility for what you've said or done, whether it be, wrong or right, and try and work it out. And that's about all you can do, I think.
Yeah, I think it's just a general, I mean, to put it...
You just can't fucking, I don't believe you can change the general fucking populace. I think it's doomed.
Yeah, I mean, it's quite a broad thing that you're talking about, I mean, there's a certain sense of humanity missing now, from everything, and until that comes back,
No one was encouraged to wake up and breathe the air and fucking respect the planet and environment. The Indians were, and other cultures that didn't have fucking religion rammed down their throat, they respected their surroundings until people start feeling like that. Then it'll get better. But till then, everyone's just fucking, we all contribute to the problem. The atmosphere, global warming.
There's a lot of people that care about those things at one time in their life, and after a while, just like the hippies, how they all turned into yuppies. I mean, you get worn out, you lose your interest, you stop caring as much.
I think generally you just you're battering your head against a wall, and after a while you go, fuck it, I've had enough. And that's, you're not copping out, you're just going, well, in a sense maybe you are. You just go, that's it, fuck it, I just cannot deal with this anymore. So fuck this, and I'll just do my own thing. And if they want to just challenge you either way, either side, you go, well, whatever, you can say what you fucking want to say, but I'm just getting on with my own life, thank you very much. I've got a very short existence on this earth. I'll try and enjoy as much as I possibly can without hurting as many people. That's a general gist.
Is that the kind of message you're trying to get across in your lyrics?
I'm trying to get no message across, really.
Because it seems like your lyrics are always extremely personal.
It's just about me.
Yeah.
It's about it.
But I mean, most people can relate to them.
Well, hopefully, yeah.
Yeah,
that'd be really nice if they could. General depression, just fucked off. That's about it, And that's just what I get like most of the time. It's exactly the same. I usually get into the same frame of mind as when I start writing the songs and the music. I mean, so lyrically it's exactly the same.
What do you think about like people who just can't deal with bands that are like on major labels? Like especially like in the punk rock community, whenever a punk band sells out, it's just like people just abandon them, just aren't into them
the
anymore.
Sex Pistols were one of the original punk band, and they sold out from day one. Point blank.
That's how everyone knows about
Point blank, they sold out. They would sign a deal for like 75,000, didn't even release a fucking record. Everyone's meant to be so cool and so fucking spot on. I think it's all that about.
Solid crack shit.
You just, if you do it right, and like, if you really want not to sell out, then you'll play the majors at their own game, because these corporations might be all big and this, that and the other, man, but there's ways and means of dealing with it.
I think it's so hard to be saying you're not going to sell out. I mean, you sell out day by day, just by being, well, you leave your house for a start off, and you deal with whatever it is outside that you have to deal with. I don't know, whatever you eat, maybe. I mean, define the rules of selling out. It's so fucking thin line.
It's still a grey
You're on a
area,
major
man.
label, or you eat in a major fucking McDonald's.
I don't sell out, but I'll just plug my Nintendo system in.
Mass production.
I'm sorry, but I'm just supporting some fucking extreme cause there, maybe. You play a video game, you're selling out in my
Who's gonna
opinion.
shower tonight back at the hotel?
No.
Huh?
Shower tonight at the hotel?
Friends
Probably
are insane, you get...
We're gonna get there for like... Oh, tonight over here?
Tonight, right now.
Nah.
Feet on the ground and fucking
In your head
remember
of water.
where you came
Make
from
you
and who
an
you are
enemy
and what
when
you
you
want to
walk
do.
in.
It doesn't matter if it's a major label or if you put the record out yourself.
The bottom line is, as long as you don't fuck anybody else over.
That's what's important. And if people don't believe in what you do,
I'd like to think in my 28 years of existence
that's
I'm not...
pure fucking. Because there are people out there in major labels that fucking came from the background and they believe in what they do and they want to keep it underground, whatever. But
I think the reason that, we kind of went through that whole thing, and it was a learning experience, as I explained to you earlier on, I mean, I thought it was doomed from the start, That was always my kind of thing, but it was a learning thing, you know, and I personally wouldn't like to have to deal with that again because I felt really uncomfortable, you know, about that whole thing. I mean, it did have its advantages in a way, but there was just like no benefit to either party, and it just seemed to be going absolutely nowhere, you know. And now we've done that, and things are actually looking brighter, you know.
It was just like you didn't. I mean, it'd have been like me personally. It'd be nice if you jumped on there. Okay, you're on Columbia. We've got the so and so tour for you. The so and so tour. You can get to play with these all bands. There was no benefits really. You just kind of just.
Because you know, no matter what.
Then you get told, oh, you only sold what you normally sell. Isn't that good? You know.
So it's really funny, you know when Napalm kind of gets slagged off and that, because if you think about it, over the years, since when have we really clamoured to anything that's been major apart from the club? And we've always done tours off our own back, always took bands out that we wanted to take out. You know, we've never really got any help from outside sources, you know, like tours, support tours and stuff like that. We've never had any of that, you know. Done everything off our own back, you know.
What about like right now with this bus and everything? Like,
well,
was this Eric's deal?
Well, there's two bands living on this.
So
there's two bands living on this and the crew. So it's not what it's, you know, I mean, you could say what.
The lights were my idea.
Those were your ideas?
Yeah.
I like them.
No, I mean, that's what it
changed
is.
speed as well.
Cool.
Put it like this, let's
show us, let me see.
Yeah. I mean, I'll give you the logistics of it. This is $250 a day, you know, which is fucking cheap. If you were to split the two bands up, right, and to take there with a budget, you were talking about, you know, perhaps what, $700 a day, $100 a day, you know, for bands and a rider and stuff. It's the same price. So why not, you know, use your head and be comfortable, man. There's no crime, you know.
Yeah, that's cool. Alright, we better get going here.
Okay.
It's like you guys gotta go and shit.
Alright.